that's either more closely Catholic, for lack of a better term, than what I normally see in Jesus projects, or that's less Catholic than if it would have been made by someone other than an evangelical.
One of the ways that Catholics pray with Scripture, and this came from Saint Ignatius of Loyola, is to read Scripture and read it a couple of times, and then to engage it with imagination, and to really sit in a meditative state and try to put yourself in the scene, so that you can imagine the characters. And the Ignatian style of meditation would invite one to listen, imagine what you'd hear, what you'd taste, what you'd smell, what you'd touch. And this seemed almost like that kind of a meditation on Scripture and looking at the world that people would be in. When you do that kind of meditation, you have to do it with some humility, that you're not actually having a vision, right, because there's interpretation going on, and we obviously bring a 21st century mindset and references to it. And I thought the series did some of the same. It's in English that's right, easily accessible today, with patterns of speech that are probably closer to today, but that is an imagining of who these people might have been and what their world would have been like.
Right. So you use the term imagination, and that's something that I think evangelicals traditionally are almost scared of. If you look at art throughout the years, almost all of the great art that's faith-based has come from Catholics. Evangelicals tend to be distrusting of imagery. We sometimes confuse it with idolatry. I have been with evangelicals where we've walked into some of the most beautiful basilicas in the world, and I, as an artist, have been like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I've had other evangelical friends say, this feels wrong. This feels too much of an attempt to try to be beautiful. But there's nothing beautiful in the world. It's all evil. It's all sinful. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but imagination is something that evangelicals sometimes are scared of almost. It's like, no, we got to stick to the words. The words are what matter. And I really love what you just said about this idea of when you're meditating on it, that you're imagining how it could have felt. And I think that's something that we really strive to do in this series, is when I want people to feel, taste, smell. I want to, feel the dust. I want it to feel like what it must have been like back then, to a point. Obviously there's limits, but I think that's one of the biggest differences between Catholics and evangelicals, at least when it comes to art, is you're much more imaginative, and we're scared of that. We're like, well, if we imagine too much, then we're relying on our own human brain, and we can't trust that. So we just need to stick to the text, and that's it. So hey, Dallas here with Rabbi Jason, and we are standing in the actual spot where Jesus commissioned Peter. That's the term we use, right? He commissioned him when he called him in Luke 5. He not only did this miracle of what we all know as the casting of the nets, where he captured a multitude of fish when Peter had spent all night struggling. Why is this specific spot significant?
This was a foundational part of the economy, was fishing here on the Sea of Galilee. This spot we're standing in right now is known as Tabgha, which means the place of the 7 springs. There were 7 springs that fed into the Sea of Galilee at this location, which is really significant on a number of levels. I mean, number 1, 7 is the number of fullness. It's the number of perfection. 7 days of creation. God created the world.
My friends call me 7 because I'm just, it's his number of perfection.
I'm sure your wife believes that.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Now, I think another interesting thing is that as a young man, every young man in this area would have been educated in the scriptures, but only the best and the brightest would have been selected by a rabbi to go on to further learning and to become a disciple.
So typically the best students would get the most attention.
The best students would continue on, the others would go and learn a trade.
Okay.
So Peter went and learned a trade, he became a fisherman.
So he wasn't the best student.
So he wasn't the best student, or didn't have a passion for it. So for a wonder, miracle working rabbi to come to you and say, follow me, I mean, it's no wonder why he would have dropped his nets. I mean, there wasn't a greater honor. And he says, I'm a sinful man, right? I mean, he recognized, I'm not worthy of this calling. In the book of Acts, they call him ignorant and uneducated man.
Wow. So Jesus wasn't calling the best students. He was calling, in many ways, the people you'd least expect to become disciples.
So the thing about Jesus is that he picked the least likely individuals, but he saw something in them that they couldn't see in themselves, or the world couldn't see in. And when Jesus looks at us, he sees things in ourselves. and he calls us and he calls out the best in us.
Let's talk about nets real quick. You've mentioned to me, and I wanted you to hear this, the significance of nets and how that could even be significant today.
Yeah, I mean, the nets were so significant to the trade that they'd be weighted nets, and they would pull them up and the weights would draw the net together and the fish would get caught within those nets. And I think it's so significant because Jesus says, I'm not just going to make you a fisher of fish, I'm going to make you a fisher of men.
Right.
And that wasn't just a calling to Peter, that is a call to each and every one of us.
Right.
I'm so excited because I think to be part of the Chosen in this series, because I believe that in the modern context, that the nets that God is using in this day more than anything to change the world is TV and the media in general.
Right.
And I believe the Chosen is going to be something God is going to use to catch a lot of fish.
Well, I hope, and I promise I didn't pay him to say this. The primary goal of The Chosen is to, as you said, I hadn't thought of it this way until you just shared it with me. It's another form of a net.
It's a modern form of the net.
Right.
And the original calling of Peter here goes back to John 21, where they're fishing all night and they catch nothing. And he says, cast the nets a second time and they catch a large multitude of fish. I believe we're living in a John 21 moment where there's a great catch of fish that is coming, and God is giving us new tools to catch those fish and to reach the world. And that is through programs like The Chosen.
We heard from people who were coming to Christ from watching, and I guess I hadn't thought of it as that's a net.
It's a net.
That's a gathering of followers. So
Global net.
right.
We can reach every part of the world. It is not limited.
Right.
I'm Elizabeth Tabish playing Mary Magdalene on The Chosen. This time around, the hardest thing is just being in the heat, only crying for the miracles, which is good. Good cries, good tears, and then no possession. I'm not Lilith anymore. Most of the first scenes that I had were primarily alone, and I didn't know anyone on set, and so it was a lot of like internal work and a lot of emotional work. And then as we go into more of the Mary Magdalene stuff, and then these 4 episodes, it's all really like social and like tons of people, and all the disciples are like gathering. So it's been like a little bit more of a fun time. It's like more of a party. It's just been a totally different vibe, but it feels like living kind of the same parallel of like what Mary got to go through, from being like pretty solitary and, you know, depressed, into having a community of all of these really sweet brothers and being around Jesus and seeing these like incredible things happening. It's kind of happening now. It's awesome. It's actually turned into like a mini family. As an actress, I really like the challenge of having to go deep and having to get emotional. So like, it was still a wonderful experience doing the Lilith stuff, because it was like what every actor wants to see if they can do. You shoot the stuff, you feel however you feel about it, and you never really know how it's going to turn out in editing. When I first saw it, I was really happy with it. I usually have a really hard time like watching myself in any sort of projects, but this was the first time I was like, this isn't me. Like I see a character, and they did such a good job with the vibe and the mood of these episodes. There's been so many wonderful comments of how like the first episode has affected people, especially the ending, and it's exciting to be a part of that. Even though it doesn't feel like me being a part of it, it's still really like, it's nice to see the response be so overwhelmingly like positive.
I just want to understand how it happened.
It makes 2 of us. This project, when I booked it, I was about to quit acting, and I was on the tail end of like a 3-year-long depression, and just kind of searching for like purpose in my life, and you know, working on projects and trying to stay motivated and creative.
I was doing a lot of commercial work and just pretty creatively unfulfilled, and then I was working on directing stuff, but it was, something just wasn't working. I moved in with my mom, and she was like, just take a breather, you know, just you know, give yourself some space to figure things out. So I called my agent. I was like, stop submitting me. He submitted me to this without telling me, which thank God, thank God. And he sent me the scripts for the audition. I was not expecting to have the emotional reaction I had, and just reading through all of it, I was surprise, crying, and I connected to it in a really specific way. This isn't just, I can play this, this is me. It was like a very strange connection. And since I was a kid, I always loved Mary of Magdala. There was just like this is what I've been wanting to play my whole life.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
The process of working with Liz has been incredible all the way from the beginning when we cast her. Mary Magdalene was one of the last characters cast because it's such an important role. And I felt like God from the beginning has made it very clear in multiple ways that I couldn't get this one wrong, that this was an iconic role, an important role for emotional, spiritual, intellectual reasons. And I remember when we finally saw Liz's audition, it was a massive sigh of relief. And then the process of working with her has been even better.
Of course, please, sit, please. Of course, I keep saying of course a lot. Everyone, this is the man that I told you about who helped me.
Liz has brought both sides of the character, both the Lilith side, which was the demon-possessed, troubled side, and then the Mary Magdalene side, which is the redeemed side. She's brought equal beauty and humanity to both, and it's been an absolute gift to the show, and she has become one of the favorite characters of our fans and viewers, and a character that's also been one of the most meaningful.
And so when I got this role, it was like this enormous relief to see that it's not just like Mary Magdalene in the gang, it's like this actual very intense background that's really realistic, and I think it's realistic for a lot of women who have gone through some trauma or have a difficult past that they don't know how to really get out of. And I think it's so beautifully written to show her struggling and trying and ultimately having to submit to Jesus to take that weight away from her and the transformation that occurs after. I'm just like really lucky as an actress to be able to get to play a role this like rich and sort of varied. This is such a unique project, and it's giving a lot of history and background to characters that seem really one-dimensional when you just read them. And I'm excited for people to see like these next 4 episodes and see the whole season as an entirety, to see like what's really going on, and it's beautiful and it's incredible, and I think it's going to be life-changing for the viewers. I know it has been for me and for a lot of the other cast and crew.
Hi, I'm Dallas, I'm the director of The Chosen, and I'm standing on the set right now where we are filming future episodes. The Chosen isn't a movie in theaters, it's not a mini-series, it's a multi-season show, and you can watch episodes 1 through 4 right now exclusively at thechosen.tv. All right. We are live, and as you know, hopefully by now that video is a little older, so it's not true that you can watch them exclusively at The Chosen TV. Now you can watch them on our app, which is free. Episodes 1 through 4 are free on our app. It is easier than ever. If you don't have the app yet, I think I'd first ask why, but second I'd say welcome to the family. Get the app. Even I use it. My family uses it, and I'm a technological moron. But when you use the app, you click on the Watch TV button, and you can instantly watch it on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Chromecast. You can see them up on the screen right now. These are all really easy to use. You don't even need a subscription. It's free. 1 through 4 are free. But before I get into all that, which we're going to talk about more later, make sure you please hit the subscribe button or the notification bell here on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook, make sure you're following our Facebook channel. We're live right now on both Facebook and YouTube, 2 of our favorite places to be. I just actually released my latest vlog just yesterday or the day before, where I give you a behind-the-scenes look at the writing process. What writing process, you ask? What do you have to write for? Season 1 is completed. What more is there to write? we're hoping to do future seasons and future episodes, and we want to be ready if and when we have the opportunity to do season 2. So we are starting on the scripts for season 2 now. I got together with Ryan Swanson and Tyler Thompson, my co-writers, just about 5-6 days ago. We spent 2 days just completely holed up in my basement, working feverishly to get the outline done so we can know where season 2 is going to go. We hadn't talked about it yet. We didn't know a lot of where season 2 was going to be, who were we going to be covering, what new characters we were going to add. And so we were able to do that over the last 2 days, or over those 2 days. I'm really excited about it. But season 2 is currently being written as we speak. So I'm really excited to get the opportunity to do that. But it's going to take us some time to write, obviously. So our social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that, follow us. Why am I wearing a coat? I guess the time is now. I should probably take the coat off to reveal. I don't want to make too big of a deal of this. It's not like some massive surprise, but this is the new sweatshirt that we are debuting. We have a sweatshirt, we have a t-shirt, we have a long sleeve shirt. We heard you. So many of you were saying, well, I need a long sleeve or I need a hoodie because we're approaching the Christmas season. We're approaching winter. So what I love about this is it's just straightforward. And it's definitely going to start some conversations. When someone says binge Jesus, they might be asking you, what is this about? What's this for? And then, of course, you can tell them about The Chosen and that this is a show that you can binge watch. It's the first ever binge watchable show about the life of Christ. And so if you can binge on shows like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad or Stranger Things, certainly you can binge on Jesus. Binge is defined as actually having an obsession with something that you like. Sometimes it can almost be unhealthy when you're totally obsessed with something and you can't get enough of it. And so you're just completely focused on it. And if there's anything that we should be binging on, it's Jesus. And that's what the show is about. And that's why we did this show. So what I'm hoping to do tonight is get you to thechosenmerch.com, www.thechosenmerch.com. That's where you can see all the different shirts. They're coming up on the screen as well. We've got a black t-shirt. We've got a teal t-shirt that matches our branding. If you've seen our previous shirts or if you've seen our logo on our DVDs, the teal color is just something that really spoke to us, so we really loved. And so we're giving you a chance to also get a teal sweatshirt, a teal long sleeve shirt, a teal short sleeve shirt, and the letters Binge Jesus will be white on those shirts and sweatshirts. And but then this is also available. We've got black shirts like you can see up there. So go to thechosenmerch.com. You don't have to do it this moment. If you want to see a scene, I'm about to show you a scene from episode 5. If you want to see that scene first, it's totally fine. We're actually showing you 2 scenes tonight. One scene from episode 5, one scene from episode 6. It's going to knock you out, I promise you. So there's no rush right this moment. But at some point tonight, go to thechosenmerch.com, www.thechosenmerch.com. There they are. Now you can see the different options that we have. Thechosenmerch.com, and you can get sweatshirt, t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, all that stuff, all that say Binge Jesus. You can proudly wear that. And side note, write this down. This is a little hint. This is not necessarily public, but just like last time, if you enter the discount code, TheChosen12, all one word, The Chosen, the number 12, you will get 12% off if you buy 2 or more. You're not going to get it if you try to buy one shirt and you're trying to enter the discount code and it's not working. Don't complain. You got to get 2 or more to get the 12%. So if you order 2 or more, you will get 12%. Why 12? Jesus had 12 disciples. I know it's a little cheesy, but it's what we're going with. All right. So I just want to give you this gift right off the bat. Let's go ahead and show you this scene. Episode 5 picks up, as I've said, where episode 4 leaves off. And if you remember, Simon, before he went out for one night of fishing, a desperate night of fishing where he was going to be trying to catch tons of fish to pay back his debts, he got deep in debt, and his wife, Eden, was pretty upset. And she wasn't upset about the money. She was upset about his faith. And this is what I think good spouses do, especially good wives do, when someone like Simon is straying from the path and is clearly, as she says, you're not the man I married. She says, where is your faith? And she's challenging him and she's concerned about him because he's clearly different. And so after he goes for that night of fishing and then the next morning meets the Messiah, and has decided to give up everything and completely throw them into financial turmoil. And he has to now come home that morning after deciding to follow the Messiah and figure out a way to communicate this to his wife. This is a scene that we've been looking forward to for a long time because I've really wanted to show you, and I've really wanted to think about what would a wife do when she's told from her husband, I'm giving everything up and I'm following a man you've never met because I believe he's the Messiah and we're sacrificing everything. What do you think? So I'm going to go ahead and show you that scene right now of Simon arriving home after he's decided to follow Jesus. Let's see it right now.
Eden, we need to talk.
So I hear.
What have you heard?
Nothing that makes sense. Last night you told me the truth. Let's continue with that.
So, I worked for hours last night, and I couldn't even catch one fish the entire night. And then Andrew and the boys showed up. Thank you for that, by the way. And none of us could catch one fish the entire night. It was horrible. And this morning we finally gave up and we went to shore, but there was this teacher on shore. And Andrew knew who he was, but I'll talk about that later. He told me to cast one more time, which made no sense, but I did it anyway because of the way he looked at me. And then so many fish showed up. They were pouring into the boat. So many kept coming that Zebedee ended up filling both of our boats, enough to pay off the whole debt.
What?
I know.
Why don't you seem happy?
Well, this is hard to explain.
More than what you just told me.
You know, it's like the story of Elijah and Elisha.
Yes?
Elisha was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen when Elijah the prophet just walked up and threw his cloak over him. I called him to follow him.
And without delay, Elisha slaughtered the oxen, burned the plow, and left everything behind.
Yes. The teacher, Andrew told me, but I didn't believe him at first. He's the Messiah. I know it sounds impossible, but I saw it with my own eyes. He made boatfuls of fish appear out of nowhere. And the words he spoke, the one John told Andrew was the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world, it was him. And then he called me to follow him. And Andrew, James, and John to go where he goes and to learn from him. And he said that I wouldn't be a fisherman anymore, but that I would catch people instead. I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure what I saw. He's the one we've been waiting for all our lives, and I want to quit fishing and leave the sea behind to go. I know it makes no sense, and I knew it would make you upset. All I can tell you is that this is...
Upset. Oh, why would I be upset? Come here. Come here. Come here. This is the man I married.
And you believe me?
You couldn't make this up. Of course he chose you.
I don't know why he did. I tried to tell him I'm a sinful man.
Everyone is sinful.
I don't know what this means. I don't know yet how I'm going to provide.
I don't care about that.
Then why are you crying?
Because someone finally sees in you what I have always seen. You're more than a fisherman.
You know, I will travel sometimes. don't want you to feel abandoned.
You have to go with him. How could I feel abandoned? I feel saved.
Eden, it's not gonna be easy.
When have we ever had anything easy? It's not our people's way. So, are you going to help me?
I actually could watch you do that all day.
Wash your feet.
We leave for Canada today.
What's in Cana?
A wedding?
What does the wedding have to do with the liberation of Israel?
I'm about to find out. Come on. Don't you think our wedding was a kind of liberation?
From your fear that I would be bald.
Oh, my father's nearly blind.
Remember how cold it was?
No.
Remember Andrew's toast? Remember the rabbi lost his place?
No.
What? He made everyone stand up and please be seated. Twice in a row, you don't remember?
What I will remember for the rest of my life is lifting your veil. I'd fight tigers for that memory.
You'd fight tigers?
Well, unless it was as cold as our wedding day right before the sun came up and you got tangled in my chuppah.
You do remember.
A little romance in a Jesus show. How about that? Don't often see that too often, but I'm excited. I was really excited to explore that scene because, of course, Eden was happy at what Simon did because it was never about the money. He kept trying to save his family by saving his family financially. And she was trying to tell him over and over, I don't care about that. I want you to be the man who I know you are, a man who follows after God's own heart. And so I love that. A couple things about the shirts. Again, thechosenmerch.com. Well, I'm actually going to hold on for a second. Thechosen.tv/store. Thechosen.tv/store is where you can get these episodes. Episodes 5 through 8. You just saw a glimpse of episode 5. They're available for pre-order right now. So I saw a couple comments in the chat box. Well, how can I order just 5 through 8? You can pre-order them right now. Episodes 5 through 8 are not released until Thanksgiving week. That's going to complete season 1. All of season 1 will be available on Thanksgiving week. But write this down now because I'm going to be showing you another scene here just in a few minutes. So you don't want to leave yet. But write this down. Go to your app. Look up The Chosen on the App Store or on Google Play. And there's a gift factory on the app. And you can pre-order episodes 5 through 8 or the complete season 1 right now. And get this. When you pre-order, all the way up for the next week and a half or so, if you pre-order, you get a chance to see episodes 5 through 8 in advance before they're released to the public. We're doing a very special screening, a live stream of episodes 5 through 8 for our investors, and we are inviting those of you who pre-order to join. So if you pre-order episodes 5 through 8 or the complete season 1 now, you can be part of that advanced live stream. Okay, I'm going to go back to that in a minute, but I just want to make sure we get that out there. So thechosenmerch.com is where you get the sweatshirts and t-shirts and long sleeve shirts. A couple things about this, because I'm already seeing questions in the chat, so I want to make sure I address those. The Against the Current shirt that had the fish going, in fact, I've got it right here. I'm going to pick it up. This shirt here, all right, this was limited edition, okay? We will probably be bringing it back at some point. We don't know, but these items cost us every time. So whenever you order it, it costs us. So we're releasing them one at a time. If we do too many, it's going to be too big of a hassle. It's just not ideal. So we're releasing these one at a time. This Binge Jesus shirt is and sweatshirt is a limited edition as well. It will be available for a couple of weeks. Then we'll take this one down and we'll bring out another one. But that fish shirt will come back at some point, probably just because people really seem to love it. We will release it, yes, in a hoodie. But right now, if you want to get a hoodie, it's going to say Binge Jesus on it. On the back of the sweatshirt, we don't have anything because there's a hoodie. It'll cover it up anyway. On the back of the t-shirts, there is The Chosen just in case, someone wants to see that and sees The Chosen and makes a connection. But we're not relying on trying to sell people The Chosen just because The Chosen is written on a shirt. This is you. This is your job to engage in these conversations. And so no one's ever going to go find an app and watch a show just because they saw it on a t-shirt. It's always going to be because of conversations that they have with you. So use this shirt, use the Against the Current fish shirt, if you've already got that, as an opportunity to engage with people and to have conversations and say, this is about the show. This is a great show. I love it, if you do like it. And you got to check it out. And all you got to tell them is download the app, The Chosen app. Okay, so limited edition. The shirts and sweatshirts, again, just so you know, sweatshirts more expensive than t-shirts. They cost us more to make, so they're going to cost you a little bit more to buy. We're doing the really high quality material for the sweatshirts and the shirts. I really wanted you to have shirts and sweatshirts that you're going to wear a lot. Kind of those cheaper ones that you sometimes see that are promotional items. We didn't want to do that. We want you to wear it. So a little bit more expensive than it was last time around, but still you can get a great deal, especially if you buy 2 or more. We're still trying to make them as cheap as humanly possible. But remember, when you buy this sweatshirt, when you buy a t-shirt, when you buy a long sleeve shirt, whatever it is, male, female, we've got female version, we got male version, we got unisex, we got youth. For all of these, when you do that, you are helping ensure that we can do future episodes and seasons. In fact, one of the main reasons why Ryan and Tyler and I were able to write season 2 and work on season 2 is because of merchandise sales like this. So when you buy the sweatshirt, when you buy the t-shirt, when you buy the long sleeve shirt, it is going towards future episodes and seasons. And it really means a lot to us when you do that. Now, this is really important. When you are purchasing this, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you are confused at all, we've made it as simple as we possibly can. But if you are confused at all, email merchsupport@thechosen.tv. Write this down. We put it on the website everywhere we could, but we want to make it obvious. Merchsupport@thechosen.tv. 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 That's not as good of a jingle as my other jingles, so that didn't work, but try it. Merchsupport@thechosen.tv. If you have any questions, you're going to get your questions answered a lot faster that way than if you go on Facebook. When you go on Facebook and you post a concern or a question or a complaint, we may or may not see it. So merchsupport@thechosen.tv will get you your answers that you need. Also, make sure you read the size chart. Okay, we're unable to do exchanges. This is we're doing this outside the system. We're a pretty small operation here. So please read the size chart. Please make sure that you've picked the right color and the right size and the right style. Again, we've made it really easy, but when you do that, make sure that you choose what exactly you want as you're building your cart. Check it before you order. But again, if you have any questions, merchsupport@thechosen.tv. So one more time, go to thechosenmerch.com, thechosenmerch.com. That's where you can get all these great Binge Jesus items. Okay. We also will show you what's on the back of the t-shirts and whatnot. I wanted to read you something very quickly because I got this text just the other day and it was really meaningful to me. And I think it's going to be meaningful to you because you had a part in this. A friend of mine named Brian in Pennsylvania, and he said, "Hope you are well. Just wanted to let you know that we are seeing great results showing The Chosen in the prison in Lancaster. They are very responsive and ask lots of great questions. It has given our team great open doors." And he went on to tell me a few other things just about how people in this prison in Lancaster, Pennsylvania are loving The Chosen. That's you. Those of you who invested in the show to make it possible, those of you who are buying t-shirts and sweatshirts and pre-ordering, all that goes towards us being able to give these to other ministries, being able to reach the world with this. And so before I show you the next scene comes from episode 6. So I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But I want to tell you a few more things about what's coming in the future. This is really important. I'm not giving anything away just yet. But Thanksgiving week, episodes 5 through 8 are going to be released on the app. Now, you might be watching right now from around the world, outside the United States. We have been hearing from people around the world from outside the United States over and over and over. Please bring this to our country. We're begging you, please. We want to see The Chosen. Now, season 1 isn't even released yet, and we could only do this in the United States initially. But we desperately want to get this around the world. So please stay tuned to our social media. Please join us the week of Thanksgiving. because we want to tell you about some opportunities that we have for you to help us get this show to other people, including all over the world. So stay tuned for that, okay? There's going to be a live stream that's going to be free the week of Thanksgiving, where we're going to show episodes 1 through 5. We're going to show episode 5 for free. Just launch episode 5 for everybody publicly. It's going to be on YouTube, on our Facebook Live page. People are going to be able to watch it all over the world. And we're going to give you all these announcements. And we're going to be able to actually have a few actors on the live stream, so you can hear from a few of our actors. So this is going to be a big party. So start saving that date. Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, the week of Thanksgiving. It is going to be a madhouse because I'm not doing any live streams between now and then. So start writing this down now, saving those dates. The week of Thanksgiving is going to be a jungle gym, a cornucopia of live streams and trailer releases and all of that. So please join us for that. Write that down now. And again, if you want to get in at the head of the line for episodes 5 through 8 or the complete season 1, go to your app, go to the gift store, go to thechosen.tv/store, www.thechosen.tv/store. There it is. That's the jingle you know and love. That's where you can get, or the app, that's where you can get episodes 5 through 8 by themselves, or you can get the complete season 1. And the complete season 1 has, drumroll please, The Shepherd, the Christmas special. Yes, we heard you. We have included it on the complete season 1 DVD package. We've included The Shepherd. We've included our biblical roundtables, all 8 of them, where we go deeper into the stories of the Gospels and to the characters. We talk to a Catholic priest, a Messianic Jewish rabbi, and an evangelical scholar to talk about their different perspectives, theological perspectives on the show, because we want to make sure that you are hearing from us and from our Bible experts about how this show impacts people around the world, even from different denominations. So it's really cool, really deep. Those are on the complete season 1. One last thing before I show you this scene, and then I've got a few more things after the scene. Episodes 1 through 4 right now are $9.99. $9.99. Yes, we slash the price in half because we want as many people as possible to see this before the rest of the season comes out. So right now, you can get as many DVDs as you want until we run out, because we've got a bunch of, not a bunch, starting to run a little low. We've got DVDs of episodes 1 through 4 in our warehouse, ready to ship. And we want to ship them out for as cheap as possible, $9.99, so you can give them out. Give them out like candy. I've been giving them out to people. I've got a box right here of episodes 1 through 4, and I'm giving them out because I want as many people as possible to see 1 through 4, because when they do, they want to see 5 through 8, and they get really excited. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to show you this next scene, and then I'm going to do a wrap up and give you a few more items, so please stick around. But this next scene from episode 6, when we shot this, it was probably one of the top 3 or 4 most emotional moments on the set that we've experienced. The cast and the crew were really touched. We would yell cut and you wouldn't actually hear much because people were drying their eyes. So this is a scene that takes place after episode 5. There's been a wedding in episode 5. And I think, spoiler alert, something really amazing happens at the wedding. And the reason that's important is because that leads to what happens here in this scene in episode 6. Some of the disciples, along with Jesus and Mary Magdalene, are traveling back from the wedding. And they encounter this woman who's a stranger just along the road, and they just start talking to her, and she walks away. And as they're getting ready to leave and continue on their journey, they encounter another man that we met earlier in the episode. And you will recognize this story from Scripture. But this is a scene that I think is really going to touch a lot of people. I hope it touches you as much as it touches us when we filmed it. Let's roll it, the scene from episode 6.
Not to spoil this beautiful day or anything, huh? Come on.
It's a leper. Stay back. Cover your mouth. Don't breathe his hair. Don't come any closer.
It's okay, John. It's okay.
Rabbi, you cannot. His disease. You.
Please. Please.
Please don't turn away from me.
I won't.
Lord, if you are willing, you can make me clean. Only if you want to, I submit to you. My sister, she was a servant at the wedding. She told me what you can do. I know you can heal me if you are willing.
I am willing. Be cleansed.
Thank you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. What can I ever do?
No. Do not say anything to anyone.
You don't seek your own honor?
Please just do me this one thing.
But what do I tell people?
Go. Show yourself to the priest. Let them inspect you and see that you are cleansed. Make the proper offering in the temple as Moses commanded. And go on your way. Who has an extra tunic? Just one of you, just one of you. That's enough. Green is definitely your color. Not too shabby.
Did you need tissues? I always get emotional watching that scene and remembering what it was like shooting that. So at the end of the scene, you saw that woman running away. Word is starting to spread. You saw the leper say, I heard what you did at the wedding. She's now seeing this. The dominoes are starting to fall. This episode was called Indescribable Compassion. And the reason that this episode was called Indescribable Compassion. All right. The reason it was called Indescribable Compassion is because one of my father's really close friends, it's a nun from England. She was talking about this moment in the Gospels and that the disciples actually noticed the look on Jesus's face when he was considering what the leper was asking. And that it's as though he looked at the leper and had this welling of emotion and wanted to heal him. And she described the look that he must have had as indescribable compassion. So that's the name of episode 6, and it applies to that scene. All right, so before you go, it's very important. The app, The Chosen, look it up on the App Store or Google Play. You can watch the app. You can watch the show through the app on almost any device you can think of. Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Chromecast. If you've got an Android, you can actually watch it on a Samsung Smart TV. You don't need a subscription. You can literally just watch the app, watch the episodes 1 through 4 through the app on your TV. You can actually see those devices, and you're able to check one in the phone, in the app. Pick which device you want to watch it through. You can be doing it within minutes. There's a gift factory. Okay, there's a gift store at the app. There's also a gift store at www.thechosen.tv/store. That's where you can pre-order all of season 1 or just episodes 5 through 8 if you just want episodes 5 through 8. You can also order episodes 1 through 4 for only $9.99. You can order the devotional book. You can combine it. Whenever you combine the devotional book with the season, you get a deal. And we also have got these backer packages. This is really incredible. And last week when we did this, many people did this. It blew us away. For $10,000, you can get 500 DVDs, 100 devotional books of the complete season 1 DVD, the devotional book, and you can give them out to as many people as you want. You can hand them out to ministries. If you want to give this to a ministry, if you want to email us, like when you order it and tell us that you'd like us to give it to a particular ministry, we may be able to do that. But for $10,000, you'll also get a chance to visit the set. So if you get that backer package, there's also a $1,000 backer package where you can get, I think it's 50 DVDs of season 1. You have to look at it. You can see it on the app and on the store. And like 20 devotional books. That allows you to get your name in the credits of season 2. And then there's the bronze package, the $300 package, which allows you to also get an amazing deal on bulk DVDs and books. So I'm telling you, this is really something to consider because it allows us to do future episodes and seasons. Now, the reason we joined today, though, the reason we're having this live stream tonight is the merch. www.thechosenmerch.com. www.thechosenmerch.com. That's where you can get this sweatshirt. The sweatshirt also comes in teal with white lettering. You can get a t-shirt. The t-shirt is black. There's also a teal t-shirt with white lettering. You can get these in men's, women's, and youth. There is a long sleeve. Oh, there it is, the long sleeve shirt. We really wanted just to make a statement. And on the back of the shirts, not on the sweatshirts, but on the back of the shirts, you'll see The Chosen. But more than anything else, we wanted people to kind of change maybe the way that they look at what's good to binge. Binging can at times be unhealthy, but at other times it can be extremely healthy and extremely good. And binging on Jesus, especially through The Chosen, is about as healthy as it gets. Just last night, Asbury College in Kentucky binged episodes 1 through 4 of The Chosen. I love that because I really love that college students are going to get a chance to have a show that they can binge watch that actually speaks to their faith and shows the authentic Jesus. And so we want that to continue. So please check out thechosenmerch.com. If you get the discount code, TheChosen12, TheChosen, the number 12, TheChosen, the number 12, all one word, you will get 12% off if you order only if you order more than one item. So if you order 2 or more items, 12% off, and you can get all the different types of items you want. We try to make it as easy as possible for you. TheChosenMerch.com, www.thechosenmerch.com. It's on your screen. At this point, there are no more excuses for you not to get the Binge Watch sweatshirt. I'm wearing it because I love it. I've worn it twice already in the last 2 days. All right. Thank you so much. You mean so much to me, and you mean so much to my partners and to the Chosen team. Thank you to Justin, who's been over on Facebook answering questions. Thank you to Josh and the VidAngel support team who've been answering questions as well on the chat box. Every time you make a comment, it means something to us. Every time you subscribe to the YouTube channel, every time you're liking our Facebook posts, every time you're sharing and you're commenting about what the show means to you, we see it, and it means a lot to us, and it keeps us going. So your prayers and your encouragements matter, and they also help these social media channels get the show and our videos and our posts out to more people. When they start to see a lot of reaction, they get it out more and they start promoting it. And that's what we want, of course, for The Chosen. So thanks again for joining us tonight. Keep spreading the word, and I will see you soon in less than 2 weeks, where we'll do another live stream showing you more of The Chosen. Spread the word because this is going to be big.